Welcome, conscious leaders. It's so great to have you here tonight. We are going to have this wonderful presentation. I hope you like it. I'm excited. It's about brand and content. And I will explain the perspective that I will be coming from, how this brand and content together helps us to build our coaching business. Sounds good? Okay, so I'm going to share the presentation. Can you see it all? And tell me what you can see.
I can see Brand and Content Masterclass by Yolanta on the
Fantastic.
screen.
Okay, the whole screen. That's amazing. I'm not sure why I can't see you all here, but somehow I won't be doing anything. Okay, so once again, welcome everyone. Today I want to talk about the brand and content, but not in the usual way, because many people think about content is about posting more and more and more. But content you are creating is not the ultimate goal. A content is the expression of your thinking, your values, your process, and transformation you create for your people, for your community. So in the end, you are creating your brand. And so today we'll look at how your brand, your coaching process, and your offer come together. Excited?
Yeah.
Awesome. So this is what we are going to learn here. We're going to learn three things. First, we're gonna learn why coaching is the foundation for stronger offers, for better conversations, and more fulfillment. Second, we're gonna learn why your personal brand and your process of change are the real catalyst for your clients. And thirdly, we're gonna learn how to start with one clear offer and then have your first clients and then build from there. So, and this is not about building complicated business. It's about building a clear business. And once you get this idea, you will understand that you're just building pieces and you're putting it together. But there is a madness to the success, how to build those pieces so it all makes sense. Okay, so before we move on, I'd like to have a conversation about your definition of coaching. I really want you to think about this, because before we talk about the offers, we need to define your coaching. Because if you cannot explain your coaching to your potential client, people will struggle to understand what are they actually getting, what they buying. So I'm going to pause here for a minute, and I want to see you, and hopefully we'll have a conversation what coaching means to you. Who would like to have a go? It doesn't have to be perfect. Let's just brainstorm, and then I'll give you some ideas how you can actually start talking to your chat GTP to figure out what is your idea, because your chat already probably have understanding.
Well, I can say coaching is going through the process which one will open the client to the problems. So you ask a specific question, so they will they have to think about it, how they're going to answer. So you then now recognize in where they are in this moment in their life. So that's what I would say. And then you sort of following the further application which are they put in with the thoughts.
Yeah, I like that. So what you said, that it is a process. So you meet them where they are, and you have an idea where they want to be. You figure this out, and you take them through your process. You have a process. You've developed this process, then you can plug them in, you can understand and fine tune to the person, and you get them to the result page. Sounds good. Anyone else want to add? All good? Yeah?
In my
I'd
case,
Yes.
sorry, Sona,
No,
go
you
ahead.
go,
Go ahead.
Barbara.
In my case, well, I help my clients. My clients are in transition, so I help them shift from where they are to to transform their life into this different space, becoming somebody, not somebody else, but somebody that they already are, but not yet aware of, into their strengths, so they can achieve what they want to achieve. So it is enabling their journey from point A to B.
Exactly. That's a movement. From A to B. Beautiful. Shona, what would you like to add?
I'd like to add, and thanks, ladies, that those explanations were amazing. Particularly, what I was going to say. But I'll just add that I've just gone blank. Got a bit of a head thing going on. I was just going to add that my clients are very capable of, coming up with their path towards their success, and I like to question and challenge, but also give them the resources and the tools that they have within them to get to where they're going. Just the blind spots that we don't see, I think, are really important. I noticed that as being a client myself, that I go to my coach to help support me with those particular things that I'm not seeing yet. And it just helps, especially when you're processing emotions or thoughts that aren't resourceful. Well, all emotions are welcome. What I'm trying to say is that we have to feel both as well, so to make things resourceful.
So what I'm hearing from this is that you are focusing on supporting them with some resources, and you're also supporting them where they may be having a gap, how to deal with certain things, and that's, again, you come with the resources. Wonderful.
Holistically.
As a big picture. So I'm going to go back to the slide. So I think I was going to share what it means to me, but it's more or less the same what you guys saying, that it's not just advice, it's not just motivation. It's a structured process that helps someone to move from where they are to where they want to be. And so I help them with giving them more clarity, more ownership, and have some deliberate actions. Okay, so this is our first exercise. So if you have your chat open, I basically would like you to have this experiment and see, okay, just type the prompt based on what you know about me. Can you tell me what my coaching definition is? This is exactly what I have done. I can put this. I try. No, I can't put this in the chat. But if you can type that exactly message.
Or you could screenshot it too. I'm just going to screen dump it in.
Yeah.
Screenshot it. Okay. Chat. I've got it open. Yes. I send it. Oh, very little. Have you got it? I'm gonna just close the slides. See your faces. How are you doing?
Mine, do you want me to read you what mine says?
Yes. Yes.
Mine says, coaching for me isn't about telling someone what to do. It's about creating a space where they can hear themselves clearly again, where they feel safe to be honest, feel what's really there, and notice the patterns they've been living from. Not to fix them, but to bring awareness back online, because from that place, they don't need pushing or proving. They naturally start to choose differently, support themselves better, and move in a way that actually feels aligned. I'm not here to change people. I'm here to walk alongside them as they come back to themselves.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I just laughed because it said your coaching definition shown style. I was like, oh, that's funny.
Shown style. Anyone else would like to share? What did you get? Elizabeth?
I have. Coaching is a partnership that helps people move from where they are to where they want to be through guidance, question, reflection, and action. And the keys: goal orientation, client lead, action based, future focus. So that's what I got.
Beautiful. What about Barbara? Did you get anything?
Yeah, well, yes, whole page. You create space where people come back to themselves, and from that space, everything else reorganizes. If I were to name your coaching, it is identity-led transformational coaching. Underneath your work, it is really about you meet people at the moment where something is no longer fits, a role, a story, a version of themselves, and instead of helping them solve the problem, you guide them to see who they are being inside the problem. Because the shift isn't from confusion to clarity or from stuck to action, it's from self-doubt to self-trust, contraction to expansion, performing to becoming, and so forth.
Beautiful. You can always ask chat to shorten it. But
Sorry?
you know, I use my chat GTP as a sounding board. Okay. And I won't be boring you with definition that I got, but it's similar. It's all about so they can see themselves clearly, they make better career decisions, and then start to build habits that and direction and that will create direction and visibility. And so it's what I'm working on. Let's move on. Because
how do you get ChatGPT to give you short answers?
Well,
just ask. Type as a prompt. Can you put it in 5 sentences or 2 sentences? Can you make it shorter? Basically, like that. You will.
May I say something else? Well, actually, what I noticed, I have an instruction because I am doing that about the energy. So there was a lot of more, but I didn't want to go. So as you put your DNA, who you are, what you're going to do, it's going through your desire, actually.
But
and that's why she has a short, and Barbara has in her own way, because they know what she's doing.
Yes, Barbara has her clone, so but ChatGPT sometimes writes a lot. but you can simply
I'd
ask.
always like to know.
Yeah, because you have to kind of instruct it and say, can you make it shorter? Can you summarize it for me? So, and they will. I will give you the essence. Okay. So here we are, and the next step. So this is the key. You are not really selling session. I'm talking about your coaching business. You are not selling selling calls. You are selling. You are not selling worksheets, but you are selling the process of change. We've kind of discussed that. So people come to coaching because something is unclear, or they stuck, or maybe undeveloped, and they haven't got their voice. So our role as a coach is help them to see what is possible and help them make better decisions and become more deliberate in their actions. So this is the value of coaching. And we will be talking about value of coaching a little bit later on, and I help you again to develop something. But let me show another concept. In the coaching business, we are creating programs because we need to know ourselves where are they going, and how we gonna get them through. So the rule of thumb is we need to begin with the end in mind. We need to know what we're selling. This is where you're gonna be at the end of the coaching program. Okay, and then you work in reverse. You start from the beginning, and so you need to reverse engineer that journey. And all you need to remember that each session, it needs to be structured, because you need to have a feeling that you're taking people through the step. Yes, they will be individuals and they have individual needs, but then you still have a structure at each lesson, at each session, so you can take them through. So what you have, each session needs a clear purpose, a topic, an agenda, key teaching points, questions that will be drilling into those teaching points. And then you'll have a moment of transition into action, because at the end of it, you have to agree that they need to take some actions. And what I've learned from other coaches, you should have evaluation sheet, because then at the end of the session, you can check against your program where you have identified new gaps, and maybe you need to bring them forward. You need to highlight them. So you need to evaluate yourself, and so you know what you have picked up and maybe haven't addressed in that session. So a good coaching program does not just deliver information, it moves people step by step closer to the end. And now let's talk about your personal brand. And I hope I'm giving you pieces, and I hope you will see that it will all kind of come together at the end. So what is personal brand? Personal brand is not a logo. It's not the colors. It's not your LinkedIn or Instagram profile. Your personal brand is your internal self-representation. It's your values, your mission, your vision, and your identity, and you express it externally through your work, through your voice, through your offers, through your behaviors. And once you have all these tools, which I still am going to show you what tools, people start to notice who you are, what these programs, what will be the benefit, what will they achieve at the end. And therefore, they basically buying you. They want to be you. And that's why your personal brand is so important. Okay? It's so important because people need to will recognize that. So that leads me to your voice. And so at that stage of your business, you should have at least three to five messages that whenever you go, you kind of always deliver this message. So people know, okay, Barbara is talking about leadership and this kind of thing. And she's always have this message to me. And I relate to this message. They recognize you with those messages. And when you write your posting, when you're talking to everyone, or maybe you're making comments to other people's posts, you're making it in your voice, you're relating it to your messages. And so from now on, you shouldn't be sending random posts. You should be relating it to your core messages. And so, it's about what do you believe? What problems do you help people solve? What transformation do you stand for? What do you want people to remember after hearing you speak? And so your content becomes stronger when it comes to those core messages. Okay, you probably guessed it. I want you to develop your 5 core messages, again, using ChatGPT, because Chat knows you. So I'm going to screenshot that part, if this helps. And I want you to use this prompt based on what you know about me. Can you tell me my 5 core messages?
Yeah, I got mine.
You got
Well,
yours?
actually, there are 3, actually. Your next level begins with who you are being, not what you're doing. Number 2, the answers are already within you. Number 3, sustainable success comes from alignment, not effort alone. And if you want more, then become before you achieve. Trust what you already know, and alignment creates momentum.
Beautiful. And so what I'm leading to is that because your core messages will change as you grow your business, if you develop your community. But at this stage, okay, let's focus on those 5 core messages that you have. And when you write your content, when you talk to people, you always put this message somewhere. And so over time, people start to understand, Barbara's talking about this stuff. And I want to know more and more and more. I can always go to her. It's your brand. Anyone else would like to share? Shona.
Yes, ringing.
You go, Elizabeth.
No. I had a phone call, just heard it. But yeah, I can do. Yes, I am going to be this. Yeah. So first of all, is self-awareness change everything. This is your foundation. The teaching that the life doesn't change until a woman understands her thoughts, emotions, and pattern. You are not offering self-motivation. You are offering awakening. And the message will be, if you can't see it, you can change it. The second one is your audience feels lost, tired, disconnected, and you don't push reinvention. You guide them through who they really are. And the message for them, this is not about fixing yourself. It's about remembering yourself. And the energy, of course, this is the make you different. You continuously link thoughts, emotions, body, and energy. Most coaches stop at mindset. You go deeper into the life force, fatigues, and internal power. Your message will be, when your energy shifts, your life follows. So that's what I.
Awesome. So, keep it short. So explanation is for you, so you know the background if someone wants an explanation, but keep it short. This is your message. It's like when you look at Nike,
Yes.
they have a very short message and they may have few messages. Well, and
Just
that's
do it.
how, just do it, exactly. And they
Just do
probably
it.
have some other messages that people relate, they remember. And if it's too long explanation, they might get lost. But if they want to know, they can go to site and ask them to explain me more. Shona, would you like to share?
My 5 are number 1, return to yourself. You don't need fixing, you need awareness. Your power is in coming back to who you are, not being someone else. That's number 1. Number 2, small shifts create big change. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what matters consistently. Micro habits, daily choices, and rhythm over intensity. Number 3, you are not your outcomes. Results don't define you. Detaching your identity from outcome is where freedom and growth happen. Number 4, feel it, don't numb it. Your emotions aren't problems to solve. When you stop suppressing and start feeling, everything begins to shift. Number 5, support changes everything. You don't have to do life alone. The right support, body, mind, and environment shows you to rise sustainably.
Beautiful. I hope you're getting this. This is how important it is that you have the essence of each message. And every time someone talks about something, you can just bring it from your little card. This is explain and then say this message. And then
Yeah.
people will remember that. I hope this helps.
Yes, it does. Thank you, Yolanta.
You're welcome. So, same here. I have given my example, my 5 core message. Clarity changes destiny. Do not stay a generalist, build an expert lane. I'm talking to architects. Career growth starts with identity. Capability without visibility gets overlooked. Architects create far more value than they have been taught to articulate. And so I can build up my posts around these messages.
Yes.
Okay. And so now we're gonna move. I think I've mentioned it somewhere already. I was talking about right. I think I haven't mentioned that before on one of the slides before. I said that your value of coaching. Remember, we were talking about coaching, and then we'll start to think about the messages, and we will talk about the process later. Is you start to have a picture in your head, your value of coaching, and it should be located. But best if you have a short video, 2-3 minutes, explaining what the value of the value of your coaching is. So people can stop and say, "Oh, I'm considering Elizabeth coaching. What is she on about? Okay, then she means that, and she gives that kind of transformation, and that's her values and so forth. I'm buying it." And they start to look what offers she has. So once again, I would like us to do this exercise. And I didn't say that, like, prospects want the proven process, so they want to have a clarity before they buy your program, right? So we're gonna do this exercise again. We're gonna do it in a chat. So I'm gonna give you the prompt. Once again, I'm gonna screenshot it. And you have 5 questions, and they probably will give you chat will probably give you a long explanation, but this is something that you might want to turn it. You might want to ask chat after that, can you make a video script out of that for me? So you can record it and you can put it on your website. We can put it on your whatever platform you have that you offering your programs, or your services, they can go and listen to your little video.
So good.
Yeah. So just put it in your chat and see what it will be. It probably will be quite a lot, but this is the
I can
basis.
read you what mine says for the script.
Yes.
It says, something I get asked a lot is, what do I actually do when I say I coach? And
Mm-hmm.
honestly, it's probably not what most people think. It's
Mm-hmm.
not about fixing you. It's not about giving you a checklist or telling you what to do. For me, coaching is creating a space where you can actually hear yourself again, where you can be honest about what's really going on, notice the patterns you've been living from, and start choosing differently in a way that actually feels aligned. Because most women I speak to, they already know what to do. They're just tired of doing all the things and still feeling off, pushing through instead of feeling through, trying to change without real support. So we don't rush it, we move through it layer by layer, becoming more aware, building self trust, making small shifts that actually stick, and learning how to support yourself properly. And over time, something shifts. You don't just do better, you feel different. You move different, you become someone who actually has her own back. So if you've been feeling that little nudge for something more, not louder, not busier, just more you, you're always welcome to reach out.
Mm. You could add your something about your process.
Oh, yeah.
You could add the call to action.
Oh, hang on. Down the bottom had that. I just stopped. Hang on.
You've had all that.
Option add in, just message me. Oh, that's just the script. Hang on.
So that's okay. You keep looking for
Yeah.
it. So, well, what I would
If you
suggest,
want it,
and yeah,
yeah, it's just saying if you wanted a slightly softer call to action, you could have, if you're curious, you're welcome to reach out. That's what it had in there. But yeah, I didn't read that.
have a think about this. How you explain your process? Well, what do you do? What do you do with people so people have understanding? So it's not just like at the moment. It's all beautifully explained where they are and
Yeah.
where they could be. But see, and then say, well, what is the process? What would they have to go through, and maybe give up or change or whatever?
Awareness. Yeah,
Yeah, and
I've
then
got,
and then maybe come up with some call to actions, meaning if they don't do it, what is the cost, right? And so and then the last thing is testimonials. Maybe if you had a client, very in a very short explanation, say what happened to them, where they were before, and what happened after. Or if you don't, you can talk about yourself, because
yeah,
clearly you people, you buying your process, they buying your process, you've
yeah,
tested on yourself, and you stand by it.
yeah.
Thank you, Shona. Anyone else would like to share? Is that helping?
Well, I can share what CTP told me. I would like
Yes.
you to comment then what you meant by saying doing a video. You mean just record the answers? What did you mean?
So
I
sorry,
mean,
is the question to me or?
that's a question to you, and then I'll read then what my CTP said about me in a minute.
Okay,
My,
so say again that question.
you mentioned that this is those are your prompts for creating your own videos. Is that
Yes.
what you meant?
Yes.
Okay, so
So
that's when you
what
can.
I've asked,
Mhm.
I can share it later because I haven't updated my video according to that. But what I have done, I first asked GTP for those, can you give me this? And so it gave me a paragraph about everything, like you probably have. And then I asked Chat, can you turn it into a video for suitable for website, right? And it kind of made it 3 minutes, something like that. So it's shorter version.
Okay. You mean it creates the videos or it gives you the
no, just gave me a script.
Sentences.
So can you give me a script
okay.
for a video suitable for my website?
Okay. So what GTP said to me is why I love coaching. I love witnessing the moment people reconnect with themselves when doubt softens and sometimes truth takes its place. How coaching helps your audience. I help professionals in transition move from uncertainty to self-trust so they can make clear, aligned decisions about their next chapter. And without reading all 5, I'll just say what the expansion, the script that ChatGPT suggested. For the first one, why I love coaching, it suggested there comes a moment when what once worked no longer fits. Not because it's wrong, but because something deeper is asking to emerge. And the second one was how coaching helps your audience. And it says why I love coaching. This is why I love coaching. I get to witness people reconnect with themselves, and from that space, everything begins to shift. So it's just a very human way of giving the messages which we are used to.
That's right. But we, without, once you do the script, it's shorter. Without waffling, it actually gives people firm explanation. Why, so many people don't want to do coaching. Coaching is not something that people go. Maybe sports people do coaching, but not on ordinary people. But when you answer the question why I love coaching, you actually answer what you see unique and gold in that people, ordinary people, don't see it. And so you answered that. Elizabeth.
Well, actually, it's like repeating all the time. I could see even if I short it. So they say through the research, so calming mental noisy, and why I like it, I think they apply to my book. So I did produce the program on that. And then, so one of that is create your life you feel aligned, build confidence and direction in people, talking internationally and taking action, express who you truly are. This is not about perfection. It's about living in alignment with who you really become. So you're talking to them. So you don't just feel better, you just start living differently.
Yeah. So what I hope you like what you in this exercise, because I quite liked it. And if you are in the process of creating your website, or maybe you want to even add it to your LinkedIn or Instagram profile, you could just ask ChatGPT to write me the script suitable for LinkedIn or for this, and it will just give you a little version that is suitable for you to record it and put it there. And then you feel, okay, this is me. You become more confident because you have this explanation. You can even listen to yourself so many times, so it becomes you. Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. And now I want to talk about your business world. Like every business, we are creating products in that business. And so I just want to share the strategy for how you're actually working with this product. So this, I call it the offer grid. and how we're building it so it makes sense. So once your message and processes are clear, you can build your offer grid. And not everything has to be expensive. You can have free content, low ticket resources, memberships, courses, recorded programs, or higher level coaching. But the key to it, that everything needs to be aligned. It's a cheaper version, it's a smaller service, smaller product, but it's aligned to the final. And so I would suggest that the key is that you have your coaching program, right? And this is your, like a golden ticket. It's the best offer, and everything else, it supports it. And one other thing that I want to say is that you don't have to have it all done to start your business. You basically, ideally, I would say you have this big item mostly figure out what is your program, and then you keep adding those other little bits and pieces that align with that. So when you create your website and then you have your offers on the website, everything leads to your highest offer, which most likely be your high level coaching. But then you have little steps, and you keep adding them as you go, as you figure out what to do, you keep adding them, because all these products should lead people to your final offer, to your big offer. And they may not be brave enough to go and buy the big offer. They might be just buying a little bits and pieces to see, oh, do I like it? Maybe they just follow you on Instagram or LinkedIn, where you give them free content, and that content should still relate to your program. So remember, the messages, everything has to be aligned, because this is the key. So you might have a free content, you might have a little offer for $7 to $20. You might have a membership starting $29 to $199. You might have a recorded course under between $299 and $1,000. And then you have your higher item, which is your coaching. It could be individual coaching or could be group coaching. Now, I have written here topic 1 and topic 2 because, as you build your business, your coaching, and once you start working with the people, you see those other topics that emerges from there because they have gaps there. So this is, ideal that you start building another topic, and then you build those products to align with this theme, this topic. For example, my topic number 1 is the Architect Career Progression Series, right? And my other topic is High Performance Architect. And I will be expanding those topics, and then they may buy specific courses. And my second last slide is where I want you to see this as your ecosystem. So your personal brand is in the middle. Your voice, your messages, your insight, your values, your strengths, everything starts to come up on the external world. So the world starts to see it, but it's intentional. You made it intentional. You're not going to talk about everything and everything. You have this umbrella of those messages, and that's how you attract people, because you are so consistent. And so in here, the bigger items is your course, is your one-on-one coaching, which is probably the direction at the moment. And you might have a membership that where you once a month, twice a month, you talk about some topics that align with your brand, and people may join and love it. You may also have your free content, which is mostly on social. You may have your book, which supports your program, your main program. But your book is a smaller item that people buy and they say, oh, I like what she's saying. I want more of it. Or maybe I joined her membership. I joined her group. I pay $49 a month or $20 a month, and I will listen to Elizabeth telling me about blah, blah, because I understand now. And you can also have some free guides. They're usually free or paid guides, and that you offer. This will be in your resources toolbox. So what else I wanted to say here? Your personal brand, it becomes powerful when people can clearly understand what you stand for and how you help and how you change, help people to change to create what they want. It has to be very clear. And my final words is, when you think about content, and people asking this question all the time, you really have to be intentional. You don't think about what should I post. You go to your messages and then you ask yourself a question: what change do I help people create? And how do I make that visible through my brand, my content, and my offers? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And
That
I
was
hope
awesome.
this helps while you're building
does.
your business. And I know all of you, have been working on paths, and it's sometimes it's overwhelming. And I know I felt it that way. Oh, maybe I should be doing this, not that. And then you go around. But no, take your time. You started to do this. It's not going to be lost. It's something that you can do and put it on in your ecosystem. This is it. I've done it. I can offer this to people. It aligns with my message. Any comments?
So what you're saying is that the personal brand is actually not about how you're seen on paper, but I mean in terms of colors and logos, but it's the clear definition of what you stand for and how you help people. So it's effectively your mission represents your brand.
Exactly. And that's why it's so important to really understand what you stand for and what are you trying here to offer to other people. And most importantly, most commonly, most people will sell your own journey, your own wins. And it's so obvious for you, but it's not so obvious for so many people who are still in the bushes. And so, and so it comes, yes, you have your logo, you have your colors, but this is not that important. What is important? It's your voice, what you stand for, your messages, your consistency, not changing your mind or your definition about things every 5 minutes. Yep.
I have a question. So with all this in mind, and I've just obviously plugged in everything that you've shared, and what chat believes my brand and all that is, but just out of feedback reasons,
Mm-hmm.
would what I've shared from what chat shared to what's already out there, like if you are seeing me in your socials every now and then, does that align? Like, or do I need to do more work in that?
Let me just go through your question. Not sure if you understand. So, if you have you been working with chat for quite a while?
I do work with chat, but I'm just, being mindful of what you guys see from a me perspective versus what chat would have shared with me tonight
So
in relation.
basically, how to benefit from AI, and chat is AI, is you build your clone. And we had the session, I believe, before New Year, end of last year. We had, or
Yeah,
at the beginning of this year, where I explained how to build your clone in the chat GTP.
yeah,
Once you build your clone, that's a start. And once you
yeah.
use your chat consistently, it builds a profile about you. It
Um,
understands because
yeah,
when you build your clone, you tell it who you are, what are your goals, what is your values, and this and that, what you're trying to achieve in the next 90 days, and so forth. And so
yeah,
it's focusing on that. It becomes your right hand, and
yeah,
so the more you talk to it, the more it remembers, because you've written post about this and that, and then
yeah,
you have been talking with it, asking it what are my values, what are my strengths, what are my core messages, and so forth. It kind of starts to build that. You can always tell him, no, I don't, this, you've got it wrong. It will correct itself. You have to tell it. But
yeah,
once you have that foundation in chat, that it can think for you faster than you think. And you can reflect, because it will tell you what you were doing, and it will ask something, and then you read it and you reflect. Oh, okay. That's nicely said, because it usually uses nicer language that you would have used. And so, yeah, I like that. I'm going to adopt that even
I
deeper.
get, yeah. I guess what I'm saying is like, I wonder if we can ask chat, look at my profile and tell me whether it matches. Like, do you know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like,
yeah, you
so we
can,
can
you can, but
push it.
sometimes chat says that LinkedIn didn't give it access.
Yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
it has access, sometimes the access has been denied,
Mm.
right? But it
Because it'd
has
be good.
access. Yeah,
It'd be good if they say, "Oh yeah, you are, on brand." I mean, most of the stuff I get from chat anyway, and it is me and my brand because I definitely shonify everything that comes through that to be more like me, but also get a good amount of value of what would be appropriate to say. But yeah, I think it's good to be able to know whether the audience is feeling that, like, or seeing that, or, all of
yeah.
that.
I believe that people do, you
Yeah,
know. That's why I praise AI that way, because it's a sounding board to me.
yeah,
And when people follow me, they start to feel it. But what the chat helps me to fine tune those messages. So if I want to make comment on something, I say, "Can you make it in my voice?"
yeah.
So it turns around and sneaks in my core message.
Yeah,
Anyone else? Shall we turn off the recording if you
yeah,
prefer?
of course. Up to you.
Okay, where's that?